One of the things that was kind of curious on the map is they list Kidd's treasure. It was written in pen right there. Even back then, they believed that Captain Kidd's treasure was buried under.
But on some level, that's what makes this very interesting.
Yeah.
Bottom line is this.
Yeah, the guys would like you to stop drilling right now. Let's pull the rods out.
Here we go. Close.
You're getting about 3 inches.
Yeah.
Hello, history buffs, time travelers, and scholars. For centuries, adventurers, treasure seekers, and curious minds have been captivated by the hidden riches believed to be buried beneath this remote island off the coast of Nova Scotia. What did the latest discovery uncover? And could it finally be the key to unlocking Oak Island's greatest secret?
This is 60?
Oh, yeah. So starting from this set here, this is where our water starts, right here. And then it comes in along the side.
Like mate.
That there is some massive metal that was put down in the money pit.
The shocking discovery. The Oak Island mystery is basically a giant treasure hunt that's been going on for centuries. And it's as wild as it sounds. Buried treasure? Check. Weird objects no one can explain? Double check. People have been digging around Oak Island in Nova Scotia since the 1700s, hoping to find anything from pirate loot to Shakespeare's lost plays, and even the Holy Grail, or the Ark of the Covenant. Yep, that's the kind of crazy theories we're talking about. Some folks believe the Knights Templar may have buried these legendary treasures. Over the years, they've dug up random old stuff, some of it dating back hundreds of years. Cool, right? But here's the kicker. No one's ever found the big treasure. The original dig, now called the Money Pit, was made by some early explorers, but no one even knows where it is anymore. Talk about losing your spot on the map. But suddenly folks out there stopped digging and searching for the treasure. Something astonishing has been uncovered by the Lagina brothers at the famous Oak Island Money Pit, forcing researchers to stop digging. Could this finally be the life-changing treasure hidden on Oak Island? You won't believe what they found. The US government has even shut down more research on Oak Island after this discovery. Geologists Terry Matheson and Charles Barkhouse were glued to their seats as they watched the DN 11.5 borehole with eagle-like focus. Their goal was to reach a possible gold mine buried between 80 to 120 feet below the ground. As the drilling machine dug deeper, excitement grew among the team. They were racing against time. Then, suddenly, Mike Tedford, the head of the drilling operation, revealed something unbelievable. At the 90-foot mark, he hit something. Although it wasn't gold, Terry and Charles were thrilled because it changed everything. They were eager to figure out whether Mike had discovered an empty space, about 90 feet underground. They bombarded him with questions, and Mike confirmed there was indeed a large hollow area down there. It blew their minds. They knew they had stumbled onto something massive, and Charles quickly suggested they call Rick and Marty, the field experts. The gold mine zone. Rick and Marty arrived on the scene with excitement, knowing they were drilling where treasure might be. Rick was especially thrilled. This treasure zone wasn't just an ordinary place. It was a literal gold mine waiting to be uncovered. The borehole DN 11.5 showed high gold values, lots of air pockets, and empty spaces. Rick called a team meeting to discuss what was happening. Everyone was curious about how this incredible discovery came to be in the Oak Island Money Pit. The big question on everyone's mind, is this the key to finding the legendary treasure? At about 90 feet deep, Mike Tedford felt the drill burst through something, as if it vanished into a hollow space about 1.5 feet wide. The excitement was overwhelming. But then, things got even more interesting. Terry noticed that the coordinates of DN 11.5, DN 12.5, and DN 13.5 lined up perfectly from east to west. Was this part of a hidden structure 94 feet below the water? And could it be connected to the gold found nearby? They had to figure out if Terry's gut feeling was right. In August 1909, Captain Henry L. Bowden showed up on Oak Island, leading the Old Gold Salvage Group, which had Franklin D. Roosevelt as one of its members. Yep, future U.S. president casually treasure hunting. By this time, The infamous Money Pit had been dug out to a whopping 113 feet, 34 meters, and they even sent divers down to check things out. But after a lot of poking around, drilling, and hopes of finding something shiny, they ended up with nothing. Not even a cool rock. Baudouin didn't stop there, though. He also checked out Smith's Cove, where people claim to have seen drainage tunnels and a mysterious ring bolt in a rock. Sounds promising, right? They did find an old cofferdam from the 1850s, but as for treasure, nope, still nothing. To top it off, Baudouin went to Halifax to look at the so-called stone cipher that supposedly had some ancient symbols on it. Turns out, it was just a boring basalt rock with 0 symbols. His expert opinion? No way those symbols could have worn off. This rock was way too tough for that. By November 1909, the group had packed up and left the island, probably wondering why they hadn't found even a single gold coin. The unexpected findings. It was clear they couldn't just rely on intuition. They needed proof. Charles wasted no time calling Rick and Marty. The Lagina brothers arrived quickly, filled with hope and energy, especially Rick, who was eager to find out what lay within the treasure zone. The excitement only grew as the drill broke through the treasure zone. DN 11.5 wasn't an ordinary borehole, it was hiding something special. High gold values, air pockets, and voids made it clear they were onto something huge. After gathering more data, they decided to bring in Emma, an expert in archaeology and metallurgy. Emma's analysis revealed a shocking find: gold. The sample from the borehole contained about 0.04% gold, which was astonishing. The team was thrilled. They began to realize that this tiny sample could point to something much bigger hidden underground. The crew was buzzing with excitement as they realized they might be sitting on a large stash of gold. In 1981, Fred Nolan, a resident of Oak Island and a treasure hunter, stumbled upon 5 massive boulders arranged in the shape of a giant perfect cross. Right in the middle of the cross was another boulder, carved with what looked like a human face and a sword, symbols often linked to Templar graves. This formation, now called Nolan's Cross, could be a clue that Templars sailed across the Atlantic to Oak Island and maybe left some treasure behind. Close to Samuel Ball's home, the team uncovered what seemed to be a man-made stone tunnel. They believe this tunnel might have been a secret path leading to a hidden vault where Ball stashed his fortune. Could it be the key to his legendary wealth? Later, the Laginas found a coin near the Money Pit with a Templar cross on it. During the medieval times, the Templars built up a huge fortune, which they stored in castles across Europe. For the team, this coin was the ultimate hint that some of that treasure made its way to Oak Island. The team discovered a copper coin in the island's swamp, and after showing it to experts, they believed it was from the 17th century. One theory hints that Spanish explorers might have stashed a treasure instead of handing it over to their king. Could this be part of that hidden fortune? Or was it just something a previous treasure hunter dropped while searching for gold? The mystery continues. The next steps and final hopes. Now, with this new information, the crew was electrified. They realized that if this small sample had traces of gold, they might be on the verge of a massive treasure. Rick couldn't help but think that these results might be the key to finding the long-lost riches of Oak Island. The more evidence they uncovered, the more hopeful they became. Their optimism reached new heights as they discovered both wood and water samples that pointed toward more hidden treasures. The gold concentration, although small, was a huge clue that they might be on the right track. The team, now more determined than ever, was ready to continue digging, collecting more samples, and performing more tests. Rick reminded everyone that their journey was far from over. They needed to explore every possible lead, both scientifically and through their own investigation, to find the secret treasure hidden deep within Oak Island. The excitement of searching for Oak Island's treasure never faded. Each new discovery fueled their determination to unlock the island's secrets. Even though many before them had tried and failed, the team remained passionate and confident that they would be the ones to solve the mystery. As they moved forward, they knew they were getting closer and closer to uncovering the ultimate prize. At Isaac Point, the team found a silver button that could date back to the mid-18th century. But this wasn't anything out of the ordinary. It might have just belonged to a farmer since, before the whole money pit craze, the island was mainly used to keep livestock safe from predators. So, there you have it, folks. Oak Island, where centuries of digging, drilling, and head-scratching have resulted in, well, a lot of dirt, disappointment, and a few cool stories to tell. Whether it's pirate loot, ancient artifacts, or just a really expensive hole in the ground, the mystery keeps treasure hunters hooked. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos.